Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. This is our daily pitching preview show that we've been doing with Troy West from allplayswin.com. We've given a lot of good advice, and right now we're going to take a look at the card for Sunday, July 5th. Troy West from allplayswin.com. How's everything going at your website right now?
Hey, thanks, Pete. I appreciate it. No, it's going great. You know, for those of the investors / gamblers that are out there, as long as you're patient and willing to pass on a few days. A lot of people hate to pass on a card when it's not the most appropriate time to pass. If you're willing to do that, we've been outstanding, Pete. We're really, really clicking right now on all cylinders. We obviously had a great NBA. Cannot wait for the NFL and college football to roll around. It's been a great baseball season, so I encourage people to come take a look at what we're doing at allplayswin.com.
Sunday, July 5th, Troy West. First, let's talk about this guy, Steve Matz, right? Holy shit, Troy West. Steve Matz, this guy is awesome. One of the top pitching prospects in baseball, came up, had a great first start, and killed it at the plate. Unbelievable. This guy looked like Superman in his first game. The question is he going to be Superman again here in his second game? On the road at the Dodgers is not the easiest assignment, and of course we know that the Mets don't surround him with that much, so if he's not getting it done, then the Mets aren't going to be able to bail him out that much. But my God, I mean, what's your take on Steve Matz, and what's your take on his upcoming start at the Dodgers?
Yeah, definitely a little bit more of a high-pressure situation at this point for Steve Matz. But what are you going to do? You know, this is the Dodgers. This is a really, high spotlight type of game for him. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does in the spotlight against a much better lineup than what he faced in his first start. Then again, Pete, as far as going with the Mets, they maybe, I would imagine they're going to be an underdog, which could be a fairly decent play here. But I would just lean under. You look at when you get a couple of good quality starters on the mound and a lineup like the Mets, I think under is probably the way to go here.
Okay, well, that's kind of a tough game. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out. Maybe an easier one, though, will be Toronto at Detroit, right? Justin Verlander, supposed to start, 1 o'clock game. Again, he's looking shaky. We talked about, Rick Porcello, another shaky right-hander going against Toronto. We predicted that he would get hit, and he did get absolutely crushed. I don't know, man. Justin Verlander, last start, 3 strikeouts, 5 walks. We know what Toronto can do against pitchers who are vulnerable. Maybe the best way to go in this one is just Toronto team total over. Verlander's going to get hit here, right?
I would think so, yeah. If you look at Toronto, a lot of these guys on this team are fastball-hitting pitchers. They love hitting that fastball. Verlander sitting, definitely not hitting his 98, 99 mile-an-hour fastball like he has in the past. He's looked vulnerable. He hasn't really shown a lot of sign of turning it around. So I think over possibly in the total in this game could be good. Toronto could be a good bet, but like you said, the team total, Toronto could be a good bet here.
Okay, and then there's just 2 more games that I want to bring up. Both involve situations where I think we might see fireworks, might be good bets on the over. The first one's one of the afternoon games, Baltimore at the White Sox. It's Bud Norris and Carlos Rodon, and both these pitchers are really struggling, giving up home runs. Both these lineups obviously have some bats in them. The total probably won't be higher than 9. I'm thinking maybe the over might be a good bet here. Both these pitchers looking really vulnerable, right, Troy?
Oh, absolutely, Pete. I've been one of those guys that really picked my spots with Baltimore, Texas, Toronto, those type of teams. I've been going at them all year. But if you really find your spots and you pick over selectively, it's a really good bet. I think this is a situation, like you said, 2 very mediocre gas cans on the mound. Let's go over. I think it's over is a good bet on this one.
And then an interesting game, one of these Sunday night games, the Angels at Texas. C.J. Wilson and Colby Lewis, and both these starters have been pretty good overall on the year, which will probably serve to keep this total a little bit low. But Wilson, if you look at his game log, seems to do a lot worse when he goes on the road into pitcher-friendly parks. Kind of gets a benefit in some of those West Coast pitcher-friendly parks. Now going on the road here at Texas might be a more difficult assignment. And Colby Lewis as well, usually pretty solid, but can get hit, and the Angels have some bats in their lineup. I'm thinking we probably see a relatively modest total here, and that both these starters might be a little bit more vulnerable than they look at first glance on paper. What do you think, Troy?
Yeah, over could be good. Pete, I'll be honest with you, I've been riding the Angels in this series. We actually had all plays one have an official play on the Angels tonight, and I'm going to be riding them throughout the series. I think in the end, the Angels are starting to play really good baseball. They're starting to dial in guys like Matt Schumacher. We know Garrett Richards has been doing better, and C.J. Wilson, he's been a little inconsistent at times, but they're starting to dial in. Pujols and Trout, those guys are really starting to carry that team. I think Angels are going to make a good push, and I think they're going to be a good bet again in this game.
All right, well, that's all I wanted to make sure we got to. I think Verlander gets hit, and I think probably the over in Baltimore White Sox and Angels, Texas might be, 55, 57% propositions. What else would you like to bring to our attention from Sunday, July 5th, Troy?
Yeah, one big game, Pete, and I'm going to make you go do your homework on this one because no one's giving them any credit. No one's giving them any credit. You got to go under once again with Seattle, Pete. Mike Montgomery, this guy's throwing back-to-back complete game shutouts, but no one gives the Seattle Mariners or the West Coast any credit. You got to go with the under. You got to go under here. You got Mike Montgomery against Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray's been outstanding this year. The Mariners cannot hit good pitching, Pete. They just can't. You saw again last night, 2-hit shutout. They lose 4-0. I believe they've been an under trend all year. That's going to be your job. I'm not much of a statistician. I'm more of a guy that picks my spots, but I think they've been a very, very strong under trend all year, and I think they continue that trend on Sunday.
Yeah, Montgomery, obviously a guy with a lot of talent. One of these youngsters, though, he's pitched 2 straight complete games. And a lot of times when young pitchers like that have 2 straight, awesome games in a row, I'm a little bit nervous betting on a 3rd straight good game. And, Oakland has been a strong over-trender at home this year. This is a game at Oakland. It's a day game, and their bats can come alive. You don't think that we might be in for a surprisingly mediocre start here from Montgomery?
I don't. I think even if Montgomery goes, that three-run ball, even if he pushed it to 4-run ball, I think Sonny Gray is a good enough on the other side to keep the Mariners in check with that, 2-run, 1-run ball. 2 really quality guys going on the mound. I suspect it to be right around 6.5, maybe 7, and I think it's going to be an under.
Troy West from allplayswin.com. Thanks so much for all your thoughts. Talk to you again very soon.